All right. We are all engines go. Jay and I. Hello.
All right, so you said this is the losers bracket semis or something. You're fighting for top.
Top
You're fighting,
three, fighting for
yeah, fighting
top
for
three,
top,
trying to get the crown.
trying to get the crown, and you're up against Snaky, Rambo, GLS, and Reese Boy.
Correct.
All right, so this is Cully Slayer. You guys just came back off the loss of a. Did you say Empire or Fathom Flag in 4 minutes? Fathom Flag in 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. It was only like it must have been 4 or 5 minutes max because I don't think anyone got more than 8 kills. Pretty much everyone on both teams had like between 8 and 6 kills.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. So you've got some pretty low morale here, trying to get back into the game number 2.
yeah, especially because we consider Fathom Flag to be one of our better flag game modes. So I'm calling this guy out to Mitch as having rockets, and he probably shouldn't take this fight. And as soon as he
All right.
dies, I'm thinking here I'm just gonna try and make a sneaky play and hope that guy pushes into blue and hope someone jumps over my head.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, the only thing here is, I mean, from your point of view, guess you don't really have many options. I mean, you could have thrusted it up like behind that guy, knowing that he was going to run and potentially get to top rockets and clean him. Maybe. I mean, it's the other thing that could have happened here though is if Fraser knew that his teammate just died in elbow with rockets. You want to kind of, you're down numbers. The enemy team has snipe control. Fraser can't really push snipe right now because he's on his own. Maybe he could, but Um, if he thinks about maybe reconnecting with you and you reconnect with him a little bit, he can either come window or he could come elbow and try and pincer this guy. Or even right at this point where he sees kind of no one in front of him, if he can hear this guy and he sees him go that way, he could potentially just angle that guy off and then look over towards you just to see if there's anyone pushing you.
yeah,
And that's just like a general kind of team connected type thing. Because at the moment you're trying to find your footing, you can't take the snipe tower off the enemy just yet.
well, my
You
thinking in any situation where we're going to dead is, especially when I don't have any information, is play as sneaky as I can and hope that they just run past and I can get free shots and maybe a free pick. So me and Mark didn't know anything, either of us. So that's just the way that I tend to play those situations. Is that how you approach them, or?
I mean, you obviously want to try and not domino a play, so you don't want to die if you can avoid it. I guess when you were back here and you were at the start, and you've got this guy weak, it's two dead, and that guy's weak. I guess what you could say is that you had an advantage here, even if it's on the rocket guy. You don't want to get rocketed. Chances are he's not coming back. So if you were quick, you could have kind of just thrust slid up the ramp, maybe like took an away so that you could jump up high if that guy was looking at you, and then you could end up looking down at your teammate and the enemy. So if your teammate gets a beat down and he gets rocketed, you could clean up that guy.
Yeah,
Like to be honest, you probably gave up a little bit of your advantage here because it's all about that tempo and reading that kind of yeah
yeah, no,
who's got
I
the
see what you're
advantage at any one
saying.
point. So right here, that guy's weak. Jnr'S gets a snipe. Your team gets a double kill. This guy's weak. He's got the rockets. You kind of want to try and deny him the rockets. Mitch is looking up at him from here. He's on his radar. That's pretty unfortunate. I mean, it's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, and then like here, you'd want Mitch to be tracking this guy with his death cam. This is really messy right now, but um, if he's watching his death cam and he's like, all right, he's coming back up top rockets, well then you would have been ready for that because you would have been kind of looking top rockets and then maybe been able to evade his rocket. But I don't know if those comms were coming through because like sometimes in a tournament gameplay, Mitch might not watch his death cam, and then all of a sudden you're trying to like live. You look like you turned, but it was too late.
yeah. I don't think that he was. If he was saying it, he wasn't stressing it out.
Yeah,
I always assume if a guy gets rockets, he's not going to go back up to top rockets. He's going to run through the base to snipe side. So I just thought that guy was a non-factor. But no, I see what you're saying about I could have pushed my advantage. That guy was weak, and then I burnt my thrust to go backwards when I could have been moving forwards and connected with Mitch. I see that.
yeah. So I mean, right here you've come off the spawn. Now I assume like at this point your teammates have kind of decided that they're not going to push snipe. So Fraser jumps up here. He's on his own. He started a battle. You've just died. Mitch has spawned in flag, and at this point they're thinking, can we try and take snipe? And then Dom's looks like he's kind of playing that elbow position. So, I mean, to me, this looks like you're not really going to be able to get snipe, especially because Fraser just, he lost some shields. Wheezy's dropping down into the fountain, which is kind of out in the open, and hard to see information. But let's just see what happens here. All right, so he backs up into the cave, so they're taking more of a passive stance. Dom's sitting in the elbow watching some guy top rockets.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've been trying not to just like force into snipe side if we know like that we know they have map control here. So if we just if we apply what we've been trying to do on the front foot, we know that there's no way we can just force it without first getting people weak. So I kind of like that they backed up there, and we get our pick for it. Dom
yeah,
spawns up. And now it's like, okay, now if we're going to do anything, it needs to be now. But as soon as Mitch dies again, it's probably not going to happen. So I just try it, back Mark up. And Mark fucking goes crazy. There's like three
yeah.
people here.
And I mean, the other thing here is your team fought from that fountain side of the map, but you didn't really have a lot of angles from the center part of the map. So again, everyone's gonna have a different opinion on how to play this stuff. And this is the first time I've started, watching this gameplay. Where are we? So they're attacking from this side. Pandora could have come here. Maybe he could have kind of pushed a window and seen, if he could have got some shots on this guy. Either way, he went corner. He ended up getting a guy one shot, and then you spawned in and cleaned that player right there. Okay, and then here, if Fraser's playing his life and this guy's watching over him, right? You can see that because you killed that guy on rockets, there's no one really shutting you down on this window side of the map. So, I mean, there's always the potential that you could actually get out through bridge here and come through this angle and then kind of jump up here and pressure them from here because it's giving you that kind of uh, ability for this guy to kind of use his cover, put good shots on, call out who's weak, and then all of a sudden there's people getting the cleaning angle from the center of the map rather than you kind of coming and standing over here
Yeah.
and getting the same angle and you're maybe putting on like one extra shot and then you're kind of sitting here waiting for your teammates to kind of kill them. Um, the
Uh,
only alternative to going bridge to top cap, at size what you're doing right now is to kind of quickly kind of thrust slide over and put more pressure onto these guys from under them. But again, that's obviously the disadvantage of pushing up this way into snipe. And that's why you'll see a lot of teams like just say you went window, Dom could have potentially just thrusted across the court, or he could have just gone bottom mid and kind of attacked snipe from this angle, and not, Dom ended up pushing all the way to their corner, I believe. So you gotta wonder, is this the right play here? Because his teammates are calling guys out at snipe, and he's trying to kind of wrap around them, but he's getting behind the enemy. It's kind of taking so long. He's trying to get an angle on them. Yes, he is minimizing their space, but he's kind of also making them spawn in the cave, which allows them to just thrust slide up the ramp, and they're instantly reconnected into the fight that you guys are trying to win here. If you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. I think
Whereas what you kind of want is just say he could have come in this way and put pressure on the enemy from down here and maybe come over here and get in behind them. Well, then you're going to spawn the enemy team out into this spot rather than blocking this spot or over into the red elbow. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
like you're spawning over on that elbow side of the map. So I mean, a lot of teams aggressively rotate towards sniper, especially on slayers, whereas the flag game type is a little bit more rocket side based in the fact that you can run the flags quicker through rocket side, even though you're still going to use snipe side, but a lot of the flag pools come out rocket corner.
Yeah, so I think getting here is a bit premature based on what's going on. I think he could have been helping us from top rockets, especially with a carbine. And the reason I think I went here is because I had a snipe and we didn't know where he was. So if I walk out the window, and I think the last person that Snaky sniped was from red window. So was from blue window. So I didn't want to walk out the window and just get blamed, which is why I kind of just try to double that angle there.
Yeah.
I think is my thinking.
I mean, the other thing is if Fraser knew that this guy was like on rocket side and he was pushing top rockets, and someone was calling that on the death cam at the start of the game, like he could have actually turned to look, as I said earlier, and he can even potentially look from this angle. If if you get that guy weak, you might be able to clean him, and then he can kind of face snipe from down here, and then they're calling guys at silver. Like there's a guy at silver, and then all of a sudden, like he's making all this noise down there. These top cat guys are like, where's this silver guy? And they're no longer watching, the very area that you're going to push from. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas right here, he kind of pushes the obvious spot. He's pushing into snipe on his own. he loses those shields, and then the enemy turns their attention to this spot here, and then you guys don't really have any kind of distraction to push. So, I mean, the first player has a really important job to create a play which takes pressure off of everybody else. Because now Mitch is trying to come over to help him, and it's a bit congested here. And then you do the same thing. So I would definitely think about using front ramp a little bit more, like this bridge area.
Yeah.
Like the only time you don't really want to push out here is if you're trying to rotate your numbers to snipe to out rotate the enemy, and then all of a sudden you're getting shot from some guy who's kind of just here watching the front of the base. So like you'd only do this because you knew the guy was dead on rocket side, if that made sense. Yeah, pretty unfortunate. They got sniped.
Yeah, it's a good snipe though. Not an easy snipe. Um, so if you just pause, oh yeah. So this is just me. I think Dom calls a guy out here, and I know I can get to that guy quickly. I was originally going to go top rockets, seeing that Mitch was already in snipe, and Dom was on our cave. If I could have got to top rocks, like we have a lot of angles on a lot of the map, is what I was thinking. But once I knew this guy was here, I'm just going to clean this guy out, and then probably quickly just get snipe control with my team.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you're instantly reacting to a call out, and this guy who spawned behind you can always take up that role of sussing out top rockets, putting some pressure on
Yes.
this guy, because by that time you've already got 3 guys on that side of the map.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like this play to kind of push this angle and respond to your teammate. Oh, nice shot.
I'm still. That's 2 dead. I watched this back. I feel like I should have been more aggressive with this because it is 2 dead. I don't have to play scared, even though I have a snipe. I'm not playing scared. I'm trying to play back, but because we've got 2 kills, I have callouts and I can hear shots. I should know that I should be able to get up to top rockets, and like even though I have a snipe, I shouldn't feel like I'm gonna be pressured because we should be able to hold the map
Yeah,
with a 4v2
I mean,
situation. I think I could have pushed my advantage
just
more.
a little side note. I mean, going for the snipe is the obvious play, and it potentially, is the best. That's fine. But you could also use that momentum that you got in this battle of quickly getting a clean to actually get into snipe quicker and start pressuring the next guy, and then let somebody else pick up the snipe. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That way, you're being even quicker into snipe, and then you can potentially, shut down anyone who's trying to push through,
yeah.
and yeah, someone else could pick it up. But I think you guys end up getting a kill here anyway. So that guy's one shot. You end up backing up. Dom is one shot, and then you've got this other guy.
So I think
Is there another
Mark
guy
gets a
bottom mid?
pick.
Yeah, so Mitch kind of needs to get in here. So Mitch is responding to there, right there. Now that's good, but like here, you guys have a clear advantage, and I feel like you have to kind of push out snipe here. I mean, if you don't push out snipe as a team and you let those guys survive, what you're doing is you're just allowing the enemy team to kind of recuperate their numbers. They're going to spawn in red, or wherever it is, somewhere in red base, and they're going to reconnect to those 2 guys. So you kind of have to use this numbers advantage right now for the kind of this player here in the middle and these 2 other guys to kind of close in on these players, I would think. And then you with the sniper going elbow. I mean,
I don't think it's good.
again, yeah. Well, yeah. Again, it's like you kind of lost that pressure, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean. Like that's one of the hardest things about Coliseum is when you pick up the snipe. It's really important to communicate what it is that you're actually trying to kind of achieve once you've got it, because um, in many cases, like if you had just kind of got this kill right here, boom, someone else gets a pick. All right, Fraser's 5 starring someone, starring someone. It's like here, right? If you just kind of pushed out into the middle of the map from bridge and kind of pushed this way and then came through here and jumped up here, I know it's a bit aggressive, but you can use your numbers in that capacity to kind of push these guys out of snipe. Your teammates take snipe, and then you might back off with the snipe. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Into a more
Well,
active position where your teammates actually now have that sniper control. They're kind of standing up in all the power positions, like top cat, looking down at the enemy. They're gathering information from step or snipe ramp, and then maybe you've got the sniper either on BR, or maybe you've moved back to the flag, and then you might have another player who's playing corner or whatever, and then you've actually told the team like, or you're playing corner and the other guy's on bridge or top rockets, like wherever it is, and then you've actually told your team like, hey guys, I've got the snipe and I want to use this as the advantage. Just keep in mind that I'm not going to be there to help you guys, so don't think that I'm going to be there pushing into the enemy with you, because I'm not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you'll see as a running feature in a bit of my gameplay is there's I think I play pretty risk averse, and I tend not to push my advantages as much as I could. So that's
I
definitely
mean,
a
the other
worthwhile
thing,
thing to point out, especially because it's only a 2 bullet sniper, and because I'm not a fantastic sniper. Like I easily could have read this as 2 kills and just played it
yeah.
aggressively.
I mean, the other thing is here is there's a little bit of urgency. Like you can see that your teammate here, bottom mid, is pushing, which is good. But what you kind of equally want to be seeing is kind of Fraser and Dom pushing into snipe, and if you like Rambo getting pushed down off of that height position. So Dom's still kind of sitting here, even with half shields, trading shots with this guy. Like he could be pushing forward at this guy, knowing that even when he gets his shield back, he's going to have more teammates at snipe than these two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like here we go. He started to push. Mitch is pushing. Rambo's doing some Rambo stuff.
And
Gets a
now,
kill. You're
well,
kind of out of the battle,
yeah, it's
looking at
because
his
I've
corner.
done nothing. Because I've done nothing, we've lost our
Yeah, so
advantage over there.
yeah, it could have potentially been that if you just went bridge to top, snipe, secured that sniper area of the map, and then backed up, you would have done a little bit better. So let's just see what happens now.
Now I only have 1 bullet, so not a lot.
Especially because that guy was in the air there. Again, this is just one sniper shot, and Halo 5 servers are so inconsistent. It's hard to hit these, but this guy was in a really predictable flight path. So if you just kind of took your time here, see how he jumped. Like it's quite easy to just take a deep breath, stop, don't even shoot, move your cursor like just below the guy, and then watch him fall into it,
Yeah,
rather than swinging up like that. And you could have like even hugged the cover for a second while you were lining it up, and then hit
you don't like that shot?
it. Well, yeah, it was almost there.
So
All right,
just
so
pause it
here,
here. This
what do you
is
think?
this is like this is where we're kind of been going over the map and seeing what we look like and what we can and can't do. So here I make a call because I see we're all here. We've got 1-for-1. They have snipe control. We have no position or advantage to push into a base. So I say play elbows here. So get a guy on both elbows, a guy bottom mid and a guy top rockets, and just like wait for the information and wait to make a play together. So that's what we do here, because obviously from here, what are we going to be able to do? If we 3-man push into blue, they get all the info while they have the power positions, they can pepper us down and just collapse us. So I think it's better for us to just kind of spread out and like reevaluate what's going on, because none of us knew anything in that position. Not one person had any piece of information other than we're all touching butts.
Yeah.
So we just
So,
spread across and take this half of the map.
oh, gold pistol. All right, so Pandora. Let's just see if he takes the flag here. Okay, so Pandora, obviously, he feels safe enough to take the flag, which is fine. I probably wouldn't from here go this way very often. You can,
No,
but it
the
depends on the information. You risk kind of being out of the battle, not doing anything while the enemy team pushes into you, or
the
shoots
way
you.
the way I see you want to play elbows is if you can get a guy eventually safely with full shields into both bridges, you should be able to win the next fight.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the way I like to do it. I don't like you kind of spreading your influence, and then rather than getting too sidetracked with going cave side, if you can play faster through the center, there's
You
so many
can
different alleys you can do, under the base, top of the base,
yeah,
grass,
yeah.
be able to top cat. Like there's so many different attacking angles that you can use. So yeah,
And
you got the right
also
idea.
also nine
What I
times out of ten there's gonna be a guy that overpeaks top mid and he just has 3 people looking at him and he's insta killed. So that's your
yeah,
first kill.
what I would say though is like you're wanting to do off this play, you're wanting it to kind of make sense so that if this guy does meet a player over here, that you're going to have like a double. Uh, you're going to have something to shut them down from taking red elbow.
Yes.
Let me try and
Yes.
explain something. So, because you've decided to play the elbow side of the map, if the enemy team at this point, just say Rambo, decided to push to the elbow because maybe he felt like his teammates had snipe lockdown, All right. So maybe he didn't do this. He didn't come back to snipe and he actually kind of pushed over for the rockets around to here. You want to make sure that you're actually shutting down that player from doing that. Whereas if Rainbow pushes back into snipe right now, he's not really gaining that extra space and he's not really getting into that attacking angle to get the rockets. So right here, they're all sitting still. I don't know where the fourth spawner is on this team. Here he is. So Dylan starts to push through. So yeah, Mitch has got that area down pat because Rambo didn't push it. But like potentially, if Rambo did push that, you'd want this guy here to be aware that he doesn't want to get shot from snipe, but he wants to kind of shoot this guy, not challenge him, but he should have help pretty close to him. So
No,
that's why it doesn't hurt to sometimes have two guys end up in that corner, whether it's through top rockets or low rockets.
well, that was my play. I went to top rocks, and if you watch it from me, Mitch sits corner, and I literally my comms are just
Yeah,
I'm watching your corner. So to me, Mitch needs to just sit there and play sneaky, and just like
yeah,
get
that's right.
info from sound, and I'll do the damage, and he can bait me, and then we'll
Yeah.
clean him.
And then
But
Fraser needs to not die. Like, obviously, he's probably not going to kill this guy at this point because you guys are more worried about securing that space over there. And then Pandora is obviously trying to not let you guys get flanked. He's not going to leave this area, but he could potentially push. I mean, I like going bridge. I know other players might, I don't know, push low. I just feel like if you get caught out under the base, you got no escape. So I don't really like that.
so I guess my
Um,
question to you is turning around and playing a half of the map like slow and like this a risky play? Like, is it something that a good team is gonna like just know how to punish? Are we waiting to be collapsed or something? As long as because I
no, no,
see
no.
it
You're,
as
you're you're actually preventing the collapse because they had full snipe control. So
yeah, we can't just headbutt them.
like here, if you guys all decided to push through blue, first of all, you're going to give up the rockets because potentially what you're going to have is the enemy team spawning here because you didn't block it. So by pushing this way, you're creating you're also creating higher potential for a split spawn where say one of you guys sprints over here earlier, you might actually spawn the other player over there. So like who was the first player who had the opportunity to make like a play to try and do that? Well, Mitch, for example, came all the way back when he probably didn't need to after this point. Like if he just sprinted back now, I know he's trying to push snipe here. Oh wait, this is that play before. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I've lost it. All right, here we go. So you end up dying at snipe. You kill this guy in elbow. So if Mitch immediately recognizes that we've just spawned there, if he turned around now, yeah, he does. Thrust slide that way. Yeah, yeah. Potentially, even if Fraser went with him. Like, that's the thing is, what's Fraser accomplishing from here? He's potentially going to get trapped down here. He might be able to shoot that guy. He might be able to wait down here for like a push. But if he kind of gets through quicker this direction, well, now they can work together quicker, and you don't have to like more quickly, and you don't have to stress yourself out about pushing across top rockets when it's so exposed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way you are more like the third player. So Fraser looks like he's trying to play the third player's position, whereas you could do that much better from here. If that makes sense. And if Fraser was over there, well, then that would work better, I think. Because Fraser's just sitting there waiting, and he's probably going to end up backing up out of there. Now you've become the second player, and Fraser's become the third player. So as far as efficiency goes, that was a little bit slow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, rockets are coming up, which is what you want to play for. There's no sniper. You guys have the full rocket side, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee you rockets, but it does put you in a pretty good position for them. So yeah, you're wanting a lot of pressure on top cat and BRs, and that's why it's not really important to go cave side because if there's an enemy here that one of your teammates starts fighting, well, this guy isn't that relevant to the rocket player. So you can bypass this guy and pressure the bridges to top cat and the battle rifle areas. Fight with these rockets. So where are you? Once Mitch has got that space and he's safe, okay, he might. At this point, a very normal pinch would be for the guy here to be at window, and that's why it's important that he gets here fairly quickly because you can shoot this guy 2 or 3 times, and that guy can instantly push him, and that's often your first pick against a team who doesn't position themselves correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Does that
agree.
make sense?
Yeah.
So at the moment, there, yeah, you're kind of sitting here watching him, but at the point where he felt safe to sit here, I don't know why he's backed off that angle. Um,
No, yeah,
so he's kind
he's
of left that angle, right? And he's now allowing the enemy team to do this. Whereas if he kind of works on taking control of the bridge, as you say, it doesn't really matter if there's a player low because your other teammates can see that. So by doing this, he's not giving you the assurance that there's no one coming elbow, which
no.
means you're having to like sit here watching it behind him, which is great that you're doing that. But if he was sitting at the door watching this way, well, then that would give you the freedom based on the information to actually turn and shoot some of these players and try and catch them off guard.
Yep.
Plus get the rockets. So it makes
So
sense.
yeah, that's just. I don't think he's thinking about what we look like and what we can and can't kill and what he can do really in this situation. Like shooting anyone from down there is only going to be able to get like 2 shots off at most, and
Yeah,
he's needed to play himself because as soon as he dies, I'm screwed. I'm dead. I don't
yeah.
see a situation where I'm not dead unless I just take that 1v1 in 5 GLS.
I mean, here's that risky spot as well because if Jake ignored this guy on the flag and just fought for the rockets, he'd be drilling Fraser right now as
Yep.
well.
So yeah,
Yeah, you guys did lose that play based off of even just that one guy on elbow getting that first pick.
well, because
Now,
it would have been we would have had the first pick, and then Mitch could have pushed into red, and we could have done something off of it. So it's just that that I think what we did as a whole as a team was okay. Like our positions that we took, we just didn't
yeah, this is
execute it.
huge what you just did there. Like, it's just a simple thing, like watching over your teammates, realizing that you helping Fraser is going to be more important than pretty much anything else you can do on the map right now. So that's really good. Let's see how you guys play it from here. Because sometimes, like when you got that pick, that initial pick, the best thing you can do is not spread out and actually just run. See how Pandora's doing this, right? But he's going to get into a 1v1. They're going to slow you down. Like sometimes the best thing you could do is just actually both push out this way and then double push this way,
Yeah, that would be
like
super quick.
wherever, because you can get that kill top snipe and potentially ignore this guy, and it's quick. Yeah, it's more quick. This is not too bad as well. By any means. But now you guys are really spread out, and I just feel like wherever the enemy spawns, like there, um, you potentially would have not been getting shot in a second. Yeah, can you see that? It's a bit tricky to see that stuff before it happens, but I would say that because you had that initial pick and you weren't trying to slow play the situation, you probably should have double pushed the bridge. That would have been better, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, not worried if you didn't have an angle on red sniper ramp. Um, Here I would probably play the high position. Like Mitch can bait his life around silver. Dom's got that, and because you've got a guy pushing their elbow, if you come top rockets, you've kind of got that nice big central angle there. You've got a player with rockets in their corner. You've got a player baiting his life around silver with somebody watching over him, and you've really got them kind of trapped in red and snipe a little bit.
Thanks, Snipe's
So
about to come up in 20 seconds.
see how you're low here. You can't put as much pressure onto the map, though. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, being low is good, but I think in this situation, that that top position was wide open for the taking.
yeah, and Mark pushed all the way to red elbow, didn't he? So I probably could have read that. This is something that I notice in my, like, if you watch this through, I'm like jumping out scared of getting shot because I'm in the open. When I had like a free kill, I just needed to like realize that I wasn't getting shot, kind of. The quality's
Yeah.
gone really, really bad again. Like,
Is it?
yeah,
What, even
um,
now?
yeah, just like give it 3 seconds to load or something, maybe.
How's that?
Yeah, that just got way better.
All right. So as I said, like right here, you could rotate through blue towards sniper. The only reason I wouldn't do that is because this player's chosen to push their elbow, and so you're leaving him out to. Well,
Yeah,
he does have rockets. I mean, he does have rockets, but also if you go this way, I just feel like you guys are going to be too slow to help this player out who's actually trying to do something. And you've also got this kind of angle where you open up the middle of the map because you've got their corner. So I feel like that allows top rockets and the carbine to become a lot more powerful than if you were to kind of push back through the base. So yeah, I would definitely jump up here, grab the carbine, and then just you know that you've got a guy on both elbows basically, so you can't get shot from elbows. You can just rain like supreme up here, man, and put
yep.
like real good shots onto the guy at pyramid step, couches, whatever. And then yeah, as you said here, like you're in the open, but no one really knows you're here. So like right here, you've got that first pick. You're responding to that one shot. I wouldn't lose your height here. Like if anything, I would be kind of coming over here, remaining high, putting shots on,
Yeah.
and then getting ready to turn around and jump up with your teammates.
Mhm. because Mitch dies because I don't kill that guy. So I could have killed that guy, and Mitch could have lived. Then I could have
Yeah.
been pushing into snipe together, and instead we've gone to just because again that's that like risk averseness in my head. I'm thinking I don't want to die, but I'm not thinking about the advantage that I currently have.
Yeah. Uh, just here, like, if you can get this play into your head a bit better. So you made an awesome play getting this kill, right? And then you knew that you were on your own from the time you pushed into this base. And
Yes.
like, this is just an easy reconnect path. And basically, whoever can reconnect better than the enemy team is going to succeed. So like here, Reese would have he would have hated to see you not come back if he comes, and then all of a sudden you're out here shooting his teammate up here, and he just sees this guy die or something. Um, so Dylan's also watching Bridge. I don't know what the comms are at the moment, but like you trying to go back there when, yeah, if you kind of just stayed this way, looking this way, you probably would have been able to clean this guy up, turn around, put 2 shots on that guy, and back down or something.
I think they were both full shield, and I knew there was a guy top cat, and I was half shield, which is why I tried to
Yeah.
cut my top cat angle off until I could fight him
Okay.
again. But that's what
Yeah, yeah.
I think I
Use
challenge
the
him
floor
now.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like jump back. Um, and obviously I just try to get a melee, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I did want to reconnect. It's just I didn't want to challenge half shield against Rambo top cat. Never
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
work for me.
I think Pandora made maybe a nice flank here. I'll just see. Oh, okay, he spawned here. All right, so yeah, it's good shots. He could even just cut under the base here, get to his teammates quicker. I mean, this is pretty good. Burns his thrust, comes flag, and fights a 1v1. Whereas if he was under the base, he might have been able to help out a bit more.
Yeah, we could just stay a little bit closer together. Just
Yeah,
sprint under the base instead of thrust slide. Keep your availability.
yeah. All right, so you end up dying and you spawn blue elbow.
So we got two.
Getting some good shots on. You went top rockets. Now right here, there's 2 dead, and you're trying to hold the top rocket side.
Yeah, this is. I watched my own film once, and I realized I'm top rocks. I'll be top rocks, and we'll get kills, and then I'll think, okay, well now I want to get to the elbow, and in the time frame that I get to the elbow, there's people that are jumping out their window and running their front base that I could have one shot for my teammates. So I just kind of been trying to, if we can get kills and I'm by myself on rockets, just get as much info as I can instead of worrying about like pushing, unless I
Yeah.
know exactly where they are.
I mean, this is pretty like unfortunate that your teammates died here because Mitch gets a nice kill. 2 of them here. Somehow Fraser doesn't kill this guy yet. You're trying to hold rockets at this point, and Rambo's flanked. Goodness knows where. There's 2 of them here. Like they're winning this battle right now. So something horrible goes wrong.
Oh yeah, Jake shits on them both.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Jake does some crazy shit and gets a double there, which kind of makes you feel like, oh, should have I been over there at snipe helping them? But in reality, it was probably Dom could spawn in and rotate over there while you keep holding rocket side because you were doing stuff up here.
And then,
Um,
oh yeah,
oh,
this is
okay.
so. I I see them spawn there, and I know this guy's top rockets, and I say I'm ignoring this guy and getting a pinch on snipe side. And we get the first kill here, and then like GLS isn't shooting anyone on our team, and we get the first kill here, and then we go 3 dead. I feel like this is just an example of us. Like if you watch it from Mitch, he just over challenges unbelievably hard and gives up the first death, which then kind of.
Yeah. Again, this is one of those tricky situations because Rockets is coming up as well. So if Rockets is coming up, I don't think you can really see it, but I'm pretty sure it's coming up because by the time you get to red base, they pick it up. So you've also got to ask yourself, like, as a team, how are we going to fight for Rockets? And if Dom knows there's a guy blue cave right now, there's a guy blue silver. You guys have just, yeah, you're doing this, then you die here. Now, Dom knows that Rocket's coming up where he should, okay? It's up in 20 seconds, so he's holding this angle. I am not sure if I like you going low or not here because, like, if you can flank their elbow, good. But I feel like you want somebody else in your corner, kind of suppressing top rockets. Like, for example, Fraser here. Pushing snipe might be a good idea, but he's going to do it alone when the enemy team's spawning red cave, so it's pretty tough to get snipe here. Like maybe he would have been better off coming out this way potentially, and coordinating a play with you. So you go there low, he watches high, while say Dominic is putting pressure on the catwalk. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right here, you've split in attention. So you're not trying to take snipe at grass, surely. You're trying to, I don't know, potentially play for rockets, maybe.
I couldn't tell you what I was thinking at the time. I think I was just, everyone died, and I thought if I can get bottom mid, I can see where we spawn, and I can make a play based on what my teammates say. Is
Yeah. I
so
mean, this is the other way to do it. I mean, rockets aren't coming up for 13 seconds. If you can actually take snipe here successfully, I just feel like they've already got snipe. So it's that really awkward position where you're like, are we going? Are we going? Like, all right, we're going. And then Mitch gets challenged by some guy in pyramid. Fraser's not ready to shoot him. Dom's coming in, trying to help out.
we kill this guy. So we get
Gonna
this
get the
kill,
pick. Yeah.
and then
Again, here I probably
I should have gone out the window.
Well, yeah, you might have been able to shoot that guy once or twice just to back him down, maybe, or you could have gone out window and then looked at him from here again, like repoked that angle for the rockets. Because I feel like 5-4, if you were here, you might be able to put like a bit more pressure on that guy, turn, and then push behind him or something. But again, I think maybe what you got to think about, the whole team potentially did wrong. Someone might disagree with me. I don't know. Like all I know is that there's kind of two ways to get rockets. You can either hold snipe side hard and you've got like all the top angles and you've got one guy pushing up for rockets while you're like completely shutting them down and then you just pick up the rockets that way. Or like you can lock down rocket side so they can't even grab the rockets. Like you've got the windows, the elbows again.
Yeah.
Um,
But I
so
think on an individual level, Mitch over challenges, which gives up our peak advantage, and I take a flank that's longer than it needed to be. As soon as I think Dom gets that first pick, I think I need to recognize that the quicker I can flank now, the better. The long flank is
yeah.
no longer needed because the idea of the long flank is they don't know where I am. I can get behind the whole team and cause massive disruption. But as soon as a fight goes on, it's kind of like, okay, the long flank isn't the
I
play
mean, the other thing
anymore.
is you like at this point, if you really feel confident and you just want to take snipe quickly, you could have just said, "Everyone, go snipe, go snipe, go snipe." And even though you got this one shot on this guy, you know he's going to come back. You got to kind of have the confidence to go in there and keep shooting while your teammates all soar at like these angles to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a bit tricky because you can see it in hindsight that they're like your teammates could potentially rotate into even though they're at snipe. Like you've got four guys who could potentially push into snipe quicker than where's their fourth guy?
top rocks.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah, this is a tricky situation. I mean,
They have full
you
map
you,
and a snipe.
you could have done what I said and said one guy elbow, one guy your elbow, one guy bridge, and just set up for rockets that way, and then let your fourth guy fill in the gap somewhere. Like, or you like because you look like you're coming down here to fight for rockets initially. Like, if you had a guy up your corner right now who could shoot that guy, well, then you could finish him off, and now you guys can easily grab the rockets and then use those rockets to retake snipe. Whereas, like, if you imagine your teammates right now, imagine it's like a 49-49 game and the Rockets are coming up. They're going to be stressing out of their minds because you could have a player like sitting up here, like just watching these angles. You could have another player who's sitting up here, just watching all these angles. You could have like another player who's kind of sitting like here, trying to work with his teammate, Top Rockets, who's getting ready to kind of jump over and soar behind you guys. Like, they're going to get a kill. Whereas if you go the Rocket side, you can lock down the map a lot better and play your advantage or deny them their advantage because they're all trapped at the snipe and you guys have got the elbows.
Yeah,
They're not really trapped, but they just like they don't have a base at least.
yeah. But again, slow. And now, as soon as this happens, I don't know what I do here. I feel like I should force that guy to challenge me in a 1v1 instead of
Yeah,
dropping down.
yeah. No, I totally agree. Often, if people are down numbers and they know you're here, it's like you're rarely ever going to encounter like two guys here at the same time, and that sometimes will happen. But at least you can kind of take that risk and take the 1v1 on the step.
Yeah.
I prefer that than just sitting low, trading a couple of shots, and then jumping up and dying anyway.
Yeah, it was could have played that better. I'm just trying to fly to dumb on the pyramid, running into the wall along the way.
I mean, Dom's doing a good job at living up there, which is good. But now here, Dom died, so I mean, you can either push that angle really quickly or go high cave. End up getting the kill. The sniper is their snipe control's been a little bit better than yours as well.
A
The actual
lot.
sniper rifle. Fraser's pushing their elbow, which um, burns a little bit. Yeah, you're making it work. As long as Mitch knows that, his help's on cave side now.
I'm like trying to cut through the middle of the map here.
This is good. I think this is what maybe you need to do a bit more this game of. In like that one situation that I mentioned.
Yeah, I just needed to not sprint because I'm the element of surprise, and that's the reason that I die there. Is Snakey sees me on the radar and he just drops down and 1v1s me while I'm shooting his teammate.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes it's okay like that you died because generally like your teammates can actually do some stuff here. So like they got one dead here. So if everyone's like if Mitch just gets in there, why is he backing up? I don't know, probably because he got the snipe.
Sniper, man, we're always so
So
confused about to play
well
the weapons or to play the fight.
maybe you know like think more about your numbers. So like there's a pick here and he's backing up and he's trying to get these angles, but essentially it's like a 3-on-2. Rambo, Reese, and Jake onto you and Enigma because Fraser's sitting that elbow. This guy's not really doing much. And you guys are trying to push into these guys. Right, but right here, even here, like if this guy can connect with this guy, if this guy kind of gets to the step or the snipe ramp and try and hold this top bit together, you might be able to actually maintain a bit of snipe. Fraser's taking a while to rotate around. Anyway, it's a pretty tricky plays, especially because one of your teammates pushed right up to their elbow. Um, not necessarily wrong, but yeah, it's just about using your numbers to push them out of snipe. Again, like right here, you guys look like you get a bit of tempo. Just gotta do something with this tempo. Like you could have even maybe dropped here. I don't mind this play, but you're doing a lot of sitting around, and while you guys are sitting around, they're moving. Uh,
But I think again we're trying to play elbows, and I'm just the guy that's in between everyone.
what I think here though is Dom and the other guy separated. So your top rockets, which I don't mind, but you need to have like a clear like angle. Like first of all, you coming up here at this point is not as useful maybe. I don't know. Maybe you could have just rotated under the base quicker and got to snipe and beaten the enemy team to snipe. If you do come up top rockets, see how you can't really shoot much in this particular play?
Yeah,
Like you could just kind of drop down onto this guy and kill him if he's weak. Is he weak?
I think he had one shot on him. I would.
See, if
Oh
someone
no.
says they put 2 or 3 shots in, you can force that advantage on that guy by just dropping onto him and actually killing that guy. He's dead, and now you use that number to push snipe again with you and Dom. So that's where communication is really important and actually pushing that advantage and being confident to take that guy out rather than letting him live because now he's just walking back to snipe. The other thing is I know you don't want to get shot, but you're kind of not watching his exit to track where he goes. Now you don't know that he's gone snipe side.
Yeah, and we had 2 kills against their one, so again, I'm playing more scared on the map than I think I should have been.
And here you get a split spawn. And Dom doesn't really need to shoot that guy. Dom needs to kind of move this way and get ready to push with this teammate, I reckon. Like
Yeah, I
can't really
think that's
do
free
much here.
damage for
Now
no reason.
yeah, and then Mitch is on his own when they could have just double walked this, got that pick together, and then ignored the guy cave or something and gone high. Now he's going low, which is completely giving up red side and potentially trapping you guys. He's not really going to have any help over here.
Yeah, we just cut through the middle and we have no outside controls. So I'm just gonna get jumped up on here, I think, again and die. From a guy that I had no idea was there, even though I just had 2 teammates in red 3 seconds ago.
Yeah. Rockets are coming up again. This
Oh,
time,
that
like
might
your
have
team
been.
set up a rocket, so and snipers coming up, but let's see what happens here. Yeah, so this is like a everybody go again. Dom potentially could have just double push the front ramp. I mean, how much confidence would you have if this guy here and the other guy came out and they just all push like up into snipe together?
Yeah, and just smash him. I see that.
Um, but Dom going this way is not wrong. It's just that he's potentially going to get slowed down. Like he's got the other angle, which is good. So it's still working for you guys. Hopefully you get rockets here and you get sniped.
Man, we screw this up so bad. We screw this up so bad. If you watch that from me, oh, I jump up, get a double, and then call out that, yeah, watch this. And I know I have two teammates on red sniper right behind me. So I kill this guy, and then I kill this guy, and then I call this guy out. And then I see my two teammates on my radar, and I think I'm just gonna get the only way that these two can't cover by getting his front base, and it's also gonna give me an opportunity to jump up into the window to get behind
Maybe.
them.
How else could have you like gotten up higher quicker?
Uh, I don't know without jumping straight into that guy.
Like, because you want to maintain your height control, which is what you did here, okay? Because from the height position, you can shoot people. Like even here, you didn't even need to go for the beatdown. You could have just shot this guy, and if he fell, someone else would have cleaned him anyway, probably. But like, you got the beatdown. That's fine. You took your advantage on that guy. You killed him. Now this guy's like missing his beatdown. You hit him with a grenade. Now he's getting shot by your teammates, so you know he's weak and he's running. So the quickest way, I think, would and the safest way would have actually been to walk backwards, hit the lift, thrust back up to the top, and look down on him again. Because any other way, like I know you can jump up here without clambering, but someone's going to be grenading this spot right
Yeah,
here.
I didn't want to do
If you
that.
go over here, you're going to get shot from new spawners, either maybe I don't know in red corner or blue corner. Like you want to kind of just isolate these players. The benefit of having that player on rockets is that that guy can't escape silver. You want to take this height position again and you want to force your teammates to kind of double push this way, kind of like cutting off all these angles. So like I just think the moment you had that numbers advantage and you saw this guy as a shields advantage, you're thinking, I got to kill this guy quickly. Someone's got to do something. And just boost right up here, look down on him here. And if you can kill him, kill him. You could even come in here and then push this guy if he's weak, and then just finish the collapse that way. Like I guess like what a lot of the lower teams do, even myself, like I'm not a perfect player either, but like they don't push their advantage hard enough onto the enemy team, and you give them so much free space or time to recuperate what they've just lost. We see that guy got his shields back. Now Mitch has got no help. Mitch was trying to make the right play. Dom seems to have backed up for some reason.
Yeah,
Like you guys have yeah, like it's like the Americans kind of taken, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Whereas like we give them, this team's giving you that little inch and we're not really doing anything with it. That's two dead, right? Two dead. Okay. And this guy's dropping. Why he's dropping, I don't know. Like he could just be going down here with his teammate, double shooting everything while you've got that top angle. And then you would have won the game.
this is
So
it.
it's kind of like you did throw it away. It's good, and that's what you got to tell yourself. You got to say, um, like it's nothing that they did good. It's we just ruined it.
We
We
messed up. I
spoiled
don't
it.
know why. I don't know why I ran this way, but Mitch.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
I would say that yeah, you kind of took a slow route. It wasn't very connected. He took a slow route. Mitch had the right idea, but didn't really have any support.
yeah,
And
but
and
that's
yeah,
it. Like we got two kills, and we were all full shields, and then they just killed all of us and got the power weapons, and
yeah, you
that's
just got
it.
to
Like
swarm them. You got to go together and just push them.
that would never happen against like your team.
Pandora's making a play over here. Phew.
Oh, at
Uh,
that point, that's kind of like I don't know. The game's pretty much.
Again, like because Dom was already over there, like you going over here is splitting you a little bit more. If that guy falls under the base and escapes, like if you come this way with your teammate, you can help him. I know he's got rockets. You can shoot that guy, which would help that guy. You can jump up here, which would help that guy. Like you can bypass certain parts of the map rather than spreading yourselves too thin. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You've pointed that out. Yeah.
Like I think you guys need to use that front ramp a little bit more aggressively when you know you can use it, like that bridge angle.
Just pretty much whenever you have a teammate on the other side of it, to some capacity, shooting where you are going to be.
All right, so you guys have got some tempo here. Like this can be converted into tempo if you and Mitch. And sometimes what it takes is for you and Mitch to actually push like the same angle. Like Mitch is pushing there, which is good. You're pushing up here. Mitch is kind of watching his angles, and you guys have used this to take advantage of this situation, which is good. But now you just need to not panic. Like Reese is hiding, Mitch panics and drops. Dom's not really rotating towards his team. He's going top rockets, and where I think he probably needs to get over to you guys quicker by coming this way while Mitch plays his life more, and then like fight from that way.
Yeah, there's a couple times um
Oh my god!
it looks like we get caught off guard by their spawners reconnecting from the cave into snipe side, even though we just had kills, and then we lose the next fight because they have numbers there and not us. That
Yeah.
happened like 2 or 3 times, but
Well,
um
let's finish that up there, I reckon.
yeah. As a whole, I think you're right. Just those faster reconnect routes that we can take instead of trying to take the whole map. If we can just do it quickly together as a team, I think that's a big thing. And pushing our advantages, especially me, just playing a little bit less risk averse.
Fraser with the 18 kills, 2 assists.
Yeah, you went crazy, man.
Looks like you guys facilitated him a little bit. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think you've got some takeaway points there. I think you guys have been like the hardest grinding team out of everybody. Just stuck together and keep pushing through. That's what we need more of.
Yeah, I know. Little improvements, but we just got to, as a whole, all just individually clamp down. I think to get up there. I don't know what's going on with Reese's team, but I really want to be able to take some games off them, if not beat them in champs. Like we have a month's time, so
Yeah.
it should be possible. It should be possible.
All right. Well, thanks for like going over this gameplay together.
Easy,
And
mate.
yeah, I
Thanks for
think
your
let's just
time.
finish up there. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Make sure to give this video a like and comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want to try and do one of these with either Enigma or me in the future.
All right,
Peace.
boys. See you later.